smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and on one.
he ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Just got a call from my dog, he was limping. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was appalled at what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said that they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. They know. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
So mama,
Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
When I first saw this part, I thought it looked kind of crazy. Didn't really understand what the.
Let's go. Let's go one more time. Let's go. All right, let's get it. Let's clear it up. Yeah, one more for good measure. Hey. All right, good afternoon, good night, good morning, man, and good evening to some of y'all, somewhere on the West Coast or around the world. Welcome to the program, man. Welcome back to the world. You made it. Appreciate you. Welcome to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I am Lamont King. Let's go. All right, good to see you. I hope all is well with you and your family and all of that. And your family, I hope everybody is good where you are in your neck of the woods. Good to see y'all, man. We made it. All right. Make sure. All right, let's kick it off with the housekeeping. Let's get some things straight. Let me move this around so it look like I'm looking at y'all. Yeah, download the Humor Mill app. We are live in the Humor Mill app as of yesterday. That is the new and current situation. That is what it is, man. I heard things went really, really smooth yesterday, so that's a good deal. Download the app. Get it. Good to see y'all. Let's check and see if we got any new sponsors. Shout out to my new sponsors from yesterday. New patrons to the show. What up, our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson? Good to see you. We appreciate you for all that you do. We are broadcasting live from Tiny Closet Studios, our nerve center, command center operations for all of Tiny Closet content. Let's see. Did we get any yesterday? No, we did not. India Sweet sent another $1, and we appreciate you. We never hate on any of our sponsors. So yeah, there's that. All right. So let's see. All right, let me do this real quick. Let me set some rules here. Okay. Blur Poodle says, I'm gonna give you some attention. Says, now I'm here early, so I know what the show will be about ahead of time. Woo! Y'all know I was confused last time. I don't know what's the confusion about. Just watch and enjoy. We don't need the scrutiny. We don't need the anticipation. Just enjoy. All right? That's all it is. We could be talking about anything. I don't need to tell you in advance what's gonna happen on the show, because you never know what could happen. So just relax, enjoy the show. Chill out. All right, Peanut Gallery checking in. Shout out to y'all. Good to see y'all. Welcome to the program. Yesterday we had fun. Shout out to Joe Hill, comedian extraordinaire, dropping his specials. We got some other comedians lined up who dropping albums very, very soon. We're gonna be having them on this week, so we're gonna have a good time, man. It's gonna be a good time. Shout out to Bay. We put Bay on the screen. Yeah, we in here. All right. Yeah. All right, let's get to it, man. Got another surprise guest coming later. I ain't gonna say who it is, but I'll wait for them to call in. And also, so let me run through it. For those of you who have not been with us before. Here's the situation. You can become a patron and support the show. The show is 100% viewer supported. You can go to my Patreon and get all my content in one location. Patreon, Mr. Lamont King. Or if you just like to throw money at the show, we only ask for $1 a view. So every time you watch the show, man, throw $1 at us. Cash App. You're real savvy with it, with the tech devices. $ Lamont King 06. And you're supporting, all out of work comedians and artists who have had to change due to the circumstances and the shelter in place and the global lockdown. So send $1 and it goes to a good cause. And what cause is that, you ask? B cause. So there's that. And as always, per usual, hit our sponsors up. It's one of our longest running partners right here. Drunkenfruit.com, an amazing product, black owned and operated out of Brooklyn, New York. Currently in talks to have their own reality show, because you got to see that operation. It's an operation, the way they make magic in that warehouse. You know what I'm saying? If you would like to become a sponsor and have your showcase your wares here, make sure you send us a message, whatever you're listening on. Whatever you're watching on, send me a direct message, man. We talk it out, negotiate some good deals. You know what I mean? Because it's Blackout Tuesday. So because of that, it's Blackout Day 2020. You got to support Black. Check in if you spent money today, and let me know where you spent it. And I need y'all to be honest. This is no judgment zone. If you went to 7-Eleven, just let us know. It's fine. Because there are some Black-owned franchise 7-Elevens. I know you probably didn't take the time to look and go to one. But if you spent money today, check in. If you got Skype, man, I'm bringing you on the show. We keep it simple. I put my phone number out there last time for the phone line. Our phone line was open. And then y'all messed that up. So if you got a Skype, go to Skype and find Let's Go Live. The actual show has a Skype. I'll pull you into the show and we'll talk about where you spent your money today, because it's Blackout Day 2020. Shout out to everybody listening at home, watching at home too on the TV screen. I appreciate you getting my Don Lemon on. And also we got our Roland Martin on standby. So there's that. But yeah, Blackout Day Tuesday. Tell me about it. Were you able to do it? How hard was it? The day isn't over yet, but I know it's difficult because a lot of you, we are addicted to spending online. So it's hard to take a day off from that. I know how hard that is to not spend money on Amazon, Groupon, Walmart, online today. I know how hard it is, but did you do it? Were you able to do it? Is the question. Because you never really know how many Black owned and operated, I call them Bobo. You never know how many Bobo businesses there are until you're restricted to only using them. That's the trick. Because when you got to eat, what you gonna do? If you only got a few in your town or your area, that's a challenge. What you gonna do with gas? Is today blackout? Does people of color, are they included? Like are the Ethiopians that run the gas station or them Persians? Are they included in blackout today? Is it spend my money with everything non-white? Like what was the rule? I saw the rules, but was there like, exceptions? Because them gas stations, I don't know no Black-owned gas station. I ain't seen one. No stereotyping. I just have never seen one. Now, I've seen gas stations with a lot of Black people hanging around trying to get the hookup and trying to bum squares and money and selling music. But I ain't never seen no Black-owned or managed and operated gas station. So what do you do about gas? What do we do about groceries? See, these are the questions that need answers, man. What was we supposed to be doing? Let me see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right. Exactly, Sharif. That's what I'm saying. You mismanaged your gas. See, I think gas got to be an exception. Finish Line think they slick. They had a Black Lives Matter sale today. I called that. I said that was what was going to happen. That's how they get you. They smart. They is smart. These big corporations didn't put out these statements acknowledging the brand new systemic racism for nothing. They know how to get in your pocket. They done made a living off of it. So I was, what's the exception? So we got gas, we got groceries. If you ate today, I guess that could have been easy. You could have really just fasted. You could have fasted and just, been like, all right, I'm a fast and pray. What do they do in church? The Daniel fast or something like that. You could do that for one day and be like, all right, since it's blackout and I'm not around any Black-owned restaurants or whatever, I'm gonna just not eat. I'm gonna just not eat. I mean, that's a thing. That could have happened. I don't know, man. So it was. I know it was tough. And I'm so glad they ain't dropped no. Did they drop? Did they drop J's today? That's the question. Did some J's drop? I hope not. I hope they were smarter than that. That would have been real disrespectful if they dropped some J's today, because I know people cannot fight that. That is one drug that is unbeatable. There's no way around that. Undefeated. But yeah, so today, I don't know. I don't necessarily judge any part or aspect of the movement. I think all pieces to the puzzle are important. I just don't know what level of impact. I saw a really quality, well-written opinion piece on social media today, and it was basically breaking down like, what does one day do versus really hunkering down, attacking a sponsor and being like, all right, here's it. We've done our research. Not even a sponsor, a company. We've done our research. These are the organizations that you sponsor, right? That you spend money with. We don't like that organization. We don't like you sponsoring it. So we're not going to spend with you until you stop sponsoring. Like the real strategic type of financial move. Like which one has the more lasting impact? This one day situation where everybody tries not to spend money, or will we go after an actual company and shut it down? You know what I mean? That I feel like that has more of an impact than a symbolic ceremonial day of non-spending, because they're gonna make it all back Black Friday, Labor Day weekend. You know what I mean? I saw something else that was also interesting. They was like, yo, all right, so we blacking out, but we passing all this information on these white platforms. So are you really, if you consuming, sharing information, you still giving up that algorithm and you giving up them looks and clicks on these social media platforms that none of us own, are you really blacking out? Nah. And then you got the big companies that you withholding your money from who pay into these social media platforms in the form of ads, who still getting your eyeball looks and still getting clicks. So what damage are you really doing if you stand on social media telling everybody, telling each other that we blacking out, but when you really not? It's complicated, man. It's so many layers. It's complicated, man. There's no judgment zone. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. We all trying to figure it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, meanwhile, the officers that killed Breonna Taylor are still on the loose. And I say on the loose deliberately. They on the loose because they are menaces to society. All right, let's get into some headlines. Let's take a look at it. See what's out there. All right, let's go to the NFL, man. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Not really a fan of the NFL. Not really, hey, Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, Patrick Mahomes, that's the guy. I could care less. However, I'm just shouting him out because he apparently got the biggest NFL contract in history. Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes has signed a blockbuster 10-year contract. This is with the Independent news outlet out of United Kingdom. I like to get my news from international sites because they be putting like a different spin on stuff. They be using different words, and I find it fascinating. Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes has signed a blockbuster 10-year contract extension to stay with the NFL's Kansas City Chiefs through the 2031 season. This is what the team said yesterday. The deal was worth $450 million with a measly $140 million injury guarantee, according to ESPN, making it the biggest contract in NFL history. The biggest contract to a biracial kid from the suburbs. No, I don't even know. That's the light-skinned dude with the freckles and the red hair. And then all of a sudden today, people was all like, well, he not really black. I'm like, what is y'all talking about? Y'all just anything. Whenever you feel like you need to say something, you just say it. $450 million. That's a lot of money. 140 guaranteed injury. So I guess from the way that's worded, if he goes down, you still getting 140. Hey man, to not have a real season and have been, on lockdown for the last few months, that's outstanding. That is amazing. I wouldn't play another down. Well, I don't know what his pedigree is. I don't know, where he at with it. But I wouldn't play another down. 140? If I catch that injury, that's guaranteed. I'll take it. Yeah, man. I'll take it. 140. Shout out to him, man. And you know what? That's the most of all time. But you know how sports is. 6 months. Somebody going to beat that. Somebody is going to beat that. But that's what's up, though. Let's see. Moving forward, keeping it going. In other football news, Deshaun Jackson is under fire, and I'll tell you why. Let me pull this up. I think this is interesting. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Deshaun Jackson, never one to really hold his tongue and use a filter. Never one for being like, I'm gonna say something smart today. Nah, that's not him. He's under fire, and we're gonna take some excerpts of what he said, because some of y'all are sensitive. All right, here we go. So let's get this article up. He made some statements on his social media, which is always the downfall of most pro athletes. But in this time, you got to be extra careful. I really feel like you gotta have somebody with you. You know what I mean? That you trust. You gotta, and this is, the stories move so fast now. This is him with the update. This is him with the update right here. But I'm trying to find the actual post. So he said, I post some stories all the time, right? And he said, he posted this quote about Jews, and I read it, and I don't know a lot, but the last sentence was something to the effect of kind of like what Hitler was saying. That was like the quote, and I quote, kind of like what Hitler was saying. And I was like, all right, when you include that, nobody's going to read anything else. Nothing. When they see that, they're not going to. So his explanation today, because he apologized today, because his money was on the line. Like they really, everybody was going after him. He said, I post things on my story all the time, and I just probably should never have posted anything that Hitler did because Hitler was a bad person. And I know that. That's what 33-year-old three-time Pro Bowler said in an Instagram video today after facing backlash. I was just, quote, trying to uplift African Americans in slavery and just enlighten my people. Somebody else wrote that for him. So the other piece was he posted about Farrakhan. Let me come back so I can see your face. He made a remark. All right, where I'm at. Let me back in. Where I'm at. Oh, here we go. He posted about Farrakhan because Farrakhan gave a speech on the 4th of July called Criterion. It was 3 hour speech or whatever. And nobody covered it. It was on Revolt TV. Mainstream media stayed away from it, of course. But he made a reference to it and saying it was a great speech. And of course, they come out the woodworks and how dare you, this guy called Jews termites back in the day and blah, blah, blah. So he's under fire. Let me go back to that. Let me show you what kind of money he's up against right here. Jackson is currently in the middle of a 3-year contract worth up to $28 million with $13 million guaranteed. He can become a free agent in 2022. Yeah, you better apologize. All right, so thumbs up if you apologizing for $13 million guaranteed. You are. I don't care what you talk all that talk. You black out today, save your money, but you apologizing for $13 million. Yeah, you are. But it's so unfortunate that that he held to that people get scrutinized and the threat of cancel when you trying to really spread information. Like of course that Hitler piece could have been left out because you can't really. There's no way to defend that. But the Farrakhan piece, I'm like, hold up, what is y'all tripping off? Like, I need somebody get one of y'all friends, man, and bring me somebody who can explain to me what a Semite is. And once you explain to me what a Semite is, then I'll have an understanding of what an anti-Semite is. But everybody say something about history in a certain part of the world gets classified as an anti-Semite. I need to have an understanding so I don't trip up. Because I've got a career that has not gotten off the ground yet, and I need to know. So please, get one of your friends on here, bring them into the show, man, so I can have an understanding. Let them get one of your Jewish friends, and we'll have a sit down, and they'll explain to me what a Semite is, so that I'll know what an anti-Semite is, and we won't have no problems, man. Because if it's down to me apologizing and 13 million, I'm sorry. All right. I'm bringing in our first guest for the day, man. Just bring on the show Street Senator co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, my man Big Zo, man. What's good with you, Big Zo?
Hey, I'm listening to you, bro. And let me be the first one to give you a potential definition. A Semite is not necessarily just a Jewish person.
Okay.
It's tricky because depending on where you get your definition from, and I'm just telling you off the top,
okay,
like it could be from a area, like an area where the Phoenicians and the Hebrews and the Arabs, the Canaanites came from.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you that. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you what's off my cuff, right?
Right. But would you say it with such firmness that it sounds right, and that's fine.
Yeah. So we normally associate that with Jewish, but it might not lend to just that sect of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not be, but it might be. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I think it is. I think it's more about, the Southwestern Asia, Northern Africa, Middle Eastern part. Like a lot of people can claim it.
Okay.
Like it doesn't have to be, because if we really think about that, like the people that we know that live in Israel, the people that say they're from Israel now aren't the people that were from Israel then.
Now here's my thing though. Did you read the quote?
No.
So he said he got it. It was a repost, and the quote was actually on some dropping knowledge. Now I didn't want to repeat it because I couldn't cite the source, but it was in reference to the Jews know who the real chosen people are. That was where it was going, and it was saying how
I don't think that's true.
the big secret is that the Negro was the original chosen people. That's where the quote was going. But again,
and I understand that.
Right. So, but here's my thing with that being anti-Semitic, right? What if I was seeking knowledge and I was like, wow, I wonder if this is true? Like, what if I just had that question in my head and was just like, I wonder if this is true? And now all of a sudden, I hate all Jews?
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And see, what people really have to understand is they have to at least know his story.
Right.
His story.
Right.
Before they can really have a intelligent conversation, because we're intelligent only because we read up.
Yeah.
Because we know.
Yeah.
It's because we read up.
But you can't even ask the question with them. You can't even ask the question with them.
Because they don't know his story, to tell you the truth.
No, I'm talking about their own. You saying that they don't know their own?
Yeah, a lot of people don't, bro. It's a lot of people that can argue back and forth with you about the Bible and don't know what the Bible really means before it was translated 10 or 12 times.
Right. Yeah.
By different languages.
Right.
So when you're standing on something, and I go with my one of my bros who is a Bible thumper. That's old school, right? They like, yo, you a Bible thumper because everything you saying, you basing it off the Bible.
Right.
Yeah, okay. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, do you know what the Bible was saying before it was translated in English? No.
Right.
Okay, so what are we talking about, bro?
Right.
What are we talking about?
Right.
You telling me about you basing your life and your spirituality on a translation? He was like, you basing math on 2 + 2?
But it's just, I just find it so odd. They are the originators of, and I'm not generalizing, but it just sounds like it. But they're the originators of cancel culture. I mean, people of that belief, that group, no, that other group, they are the originators. You say one thing, you think a thing, and you're done with. And
well, you know what? I big them up because we should do that.
We should, but I'm like, but I'm like, it be sometimes it don't even be with for good reason, and you just they trot you out, and you got to apologize because you said something, and it'd be like, yeah, that's what they call bullying now. That's bullying, and because you could do your research, right, and you could say let me see who owns media, the 5 major media companies in America, right?
Yeah.
And I do the research. But look, this is just me doing research. I'm not. This is not me, inflammatory speech. And I go do research and I write the names down, and then they happen to be Jewish names, and then I say, dang, these 5 Jewish individuals run all the media, and then all of a sudden I'm anti-Semitic because I just found the names. Yeah. Then I gotta apologize. Then I'm canceled.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's all about the totem pole, bro. It's all about the totem pole. When you're at the bottom, you have to make less noise. When you're at the top, you can make more. And even if you're not making noise at the top, you can control the noise.
Yeah.
You can control the noise, and that's what the problem we have. As many people that we have from our culture. Our culture is not limited to people that look just like us because we look like everything.
Right.
So we'll say that come from our space, right? Our space, and the people might get that twisted, but I'm not worried about that. People that come from our space, we don't have as much as we have money. We don't have enough influence.
Yeah. I agree.
Because even at the bottom, we have money.
We got money. Yeah.
At the bottom, we have money, and we spend it.
Yeah.
We spend it. So we have power. This is why these companies, people want to know why, well, why this Nike is doing this and 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 this company is doing that and blah blah. And they pulling back from Facebook, from Verizon. Verizon's pulling back from all these different companies are pulling back. That's because they know that we upset and they know that they don't want to lose our dollar. Yes.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah. That's
It is.
yeah. That's pandering. I mean,
There it is.
some levels, and it's it's a drop in the bucket. The money that they spending, a drop in the bucket.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even if they pulling back from Facebook, Facebook is still going to move forward. They're
Oh,
still going to be
absolutely, without question.
because that money
Question.
will come back to them. That money will come back to them.
You're gonna start seeing Kanye ads on there and everything. You're gonna start, you're gonna start seeing some weird partnerships on the way to November, like across the board. You're gonna see some weird alliances and partnerships. You can be like, oh, that's where y'all at? Oh, okay. And you know what I mean? It's the lines have been drawn in the sand. I saw another one. Starbucks is back at it. Oh, you can't see this. I'm gonna pull it up. We on the line. I got my man Big Zoe, Street Senators podcast on the line right now. Just running
I'm
through.
on the phone, so I can't see everything.
Yeah. I'm about to pull this up though for everybody else. Starbucks is on the. It's time to play another edition of Who's Canceled Today. That's where it's at. Starbucks, they did some franchise, and it's always a franchise. It don't even be. Y'all look at this. Take a look at this. It don't be the major corporation, but the major corporation got to apologize. So at this one location, this girl, Muslim lady came in there. Her name was Aisha. I got this on the screen right now. So she came through there with the burqa and the mask, and they wrote ISIS on her cup, trying to be funny.
Ooh, we don't do that. Not in 2020.
Trying to be funny. Y'all look at this. Trying to be funny. And so they came out with the apology statement, and it was a mistake, and we apologize. It was an unfortunate error. Nah, man, these apologies, man. Nah, that's dead. Like we over that.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? And Jimmy John's, they got the employees in one of their locations playing with the bread, the dough.
The dough, and
made the noose out of the dough.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
But they are though, and they think it's funny, and all of them got fired. But like, are we canceling whole chains?
No.
I'm with it.
I mean,
why not?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't. It's not that I go to Jimmy John's or whatever.
Yeah, I don't either. I like Jersey Mike's.
But for people who like Jimmy John's, that was one employee who did that.
Yeah.
Are you canceling your sandwich spot because you had one bad sandwich?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so strategic. You got to cancel your whole eat game out here because they wilding at every location.
It'll happen. They wilding everywhere. But the problem that we got to get to is how do we make our voice so powerful? And I think we're doing it some way, shape, or form. I don't know the level that we're doing it at, but I think we need to make it so powerful, influential, just like our money is.
Yeah,
our spending power. We need to make our voice as loud as our spending power. They're not worried about our voice.
No.
They're not worried about the protest.
It's that money.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the money. So we need to make our voice as loud as our money. Like this whole blackout thing, I think our former leaders, I say former for a very particular reason, because they were their leaders, meaning our parents and our the ancestors. That might have been their leaders. They might say that wasn't their leaders either. But regardless,
right.
Our leaders are different. Our leaders are people like you who are doing shows like this. These are our new leaders. And then somebody might be listening like, well, Lamont is not my leader.
Yeah, I ain't leading chat. You know what I mean?
but you might be influencers. So
okay.
The names have changed.
Okay. I'll take that.
It's no longer leaders, it's influencers.
I'll take that.
And our influencers are our new leaders.
Yeah.
So we gotta figure out how to follow and we gotta check our influencers.
Yeah.
we got to check them and say, oh, you wrong on this one, boo, woo, woo, and come right back at them.
Yeah.
And really work with the influencers so when they influence them with the correct information and the correct knowledge. Not that they're going to get it right every time, but like as long as they mean well, we can move forward.
Now, speaking of influence and Blackout Tuesday, Lonnie says, better take y'all ass to Carl Subs in Northeast DC if you want a sandwich. Black owned. They've been there for 50-something years. It's a father and two sons, and they be in that joning and making sandwiches. It's a fun place. They should be on diners, drive-ins, and dives. It's tough.
Not that I had the sandwich, but I just love.
Nah, it's the truth. I'm talking about just loads of meat. Pause. They just be slapping meat on bread. Yeah, and then it's like how you go and get you go to these little fancy and would you like it dressed? Would you like it? Would you like some? They just throw everything on the joint. Whatever you don't want, you just take the shit off in your car. But
so you know what? I think one of your next shows need to be kind of like your boy Action Bronson got. That's delicious.
Oh, that's delicious. Fuck, that's delicious. Yeah. And 2 Chainz got one too. The Filthy Rich joint. The rich.
Yeah, expensive joint.
Yeah, expensive. Yeah. Nah, I mess with them hard.
Yeah. So So if Vice don't pick you up, if TV1 don't pick you up, somebody got to pick you up.
Yeah. Hey, I agree. You ain't said nothing but a thing, homeboy. So shout out to Deshaun Jackson. I hope he wiggles his way out of this situation because it'd be a bitch to get canceled and the season is canceled. Like you got fired on your day off. Like y'all not even playing and you got kicked off the team. Like terrible.
No, they coming back. Coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, basketball coming back. Like what do you think about the ring that they have to wear? The coronavirus ring, the COVID-19 ring that they have to wear.
Nah, I don't even know. I ain't even hip. You bring me something new.
Yeah, so they got to wear a ring. Now some people that listen to you might be like, is that the mark of the beast? But it's a ring that they put on that somehow can censor.
Oh nah.
Yeah.
Like the contact tracing, like the COVID trace.
Come on now.
Hey man. Nah, I didn't even know that. Is that a thing? That's official?
That's official.
That's probably why, like a ring on their body,
on their finger.
Oh no, I ain't doing that. Who's doing that?
Yes, they all doing it. That's playing.
If it ain't in my contract, we got some conversations and some discussions to be had.
Yeah, but that's ran through the union and everything. They really their NBA union.
They so pressed. You said the NBA? You said the NBA or NFL is doing it?
The NBA.
Oh, they some suckers. They nah.
So it'll be the NBA first, and they'll probably switch it off to baseball and eventually football, where if these guys have a temperature, if they have whatever the ring detects, I don't know all the details of what the ring does, but I did hear about it. I did a little bit of reading up on it, and I was like, oh, wait. Are you telling me that they're going to be wearing a ring like when they
That's it. You just tagged. You just tagged and bagged. Now you got like I was watching National Geographic, man, when they catch the sharks and put the tag through they blowhole, and they was like, oh, it doesn't hurt them, and I was like, are you kidding me? You just shot through his whole blowhole. Like, what is you doing? All right, I'm gonna take a break real quick and head on over to my man Joe Jack with the DC word of the week.
My man was around that joint like shit. That Bama pulled up around that joint in a forest green Benz joint. And when that Bama got out the joint, the little bros around that joint was looking at that Bama like this. Every time I go round that joint, I get big love. I remember when they was round that joint shooting, I was ducking like a mother. Everybody round that joint be liking and sharing my joints.
Man, Joe Jack with the little commercial break right there. Hey, so look though, a couple people said, do you sync the rings with the app that they just snuck on your phones? What about that though?
Come on now.
And then what if it malfunctions and say you got it when you don't? See, these are the questions that people don't even be thinking about, man.
Or how about if that ring can cancel you?
Oh,
like Come on now. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not.
an update, like when your phone start kirking when they want you to get a new one.
Yeah.
What if it start making your hand hurt and you like you got to come out the game? You be like, but I was all right. Yeah, and that what the ring say though.
Bro, I mean,
That's
even
not what
with
the
my
ring.
computer, I told you I had the reason why I'm not on with you right now because my computer bugging out.
Oh
You
wow.
know, with the virus joint.
Yeah.
And everybody that's listening, be careful of what you click on because, of course, you might go on a website and say, "Hey, you know, for the men that want blah 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 blah," and you just like, "Oh, it's like a new little tech gadget, whatever, whatever."
Right.
Some dudes click on that, and it's just like a website that you might think is the real deal, and then you didn't went on something and they didn't downloaded something into your computer, and then people say, well, it doesn't work if you don't download onto it. No, you don't know if you click onto these sites.
Yeah, if you just look at it, if you just hit it, you'd be like, oh, I ain't downloaded. Nah, you like looked at it, and it's a wrap. Your whole
and I'm not talking about no porn sites and no weirdo shit.
Like, just
about like
malware.
Regular, regular,
yeah.
And we nah, but yeah, I'm messed up in the game. But you gave me game. You told me to go to the I'm not gonna get the place that
that specializes in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, man. Did you see? Because I got a message from somebody that was like, nobody in mainstream media talked about this, and he was like, I ain't hear you talk about it, and you black and you ain't talk about it. You see on the 4th, the NFAC, the group of Second Amendment patriots that marched on Stone Mountain. Did you see that?
I'm familiar with them, and I'm familiar with the ones in Louisiana too.
Well, this was a group of Georgia, Louisiana. They was from all over the South. It was at least 500 in the video, and they marched to the purported headquarters of the KKK, but it was basically Stone Mountain because there had been some videos circulating on the internet saying that a move was going to be made on black people on the 4th. So preemptively and proactively, this group got together and marched on Stone Mountain. And the video was out there, and it was very organized. And I'm saying 500 on the low end, but I say 2A'ers, I say Second Amendmenters, and I say citizens and patriots because that's what they were. So then, at the close of the weekend, George Kemp, or Brian Kemp, whatever, the governor of Georgia, issued a state of emergency in his state because he said the potential for violence is too great and we got to get a handle on things. And I was like, wait a minute. Did you watch the video, champ? Like, this it's an open carry state. It was an organized demonstration, right? And so all these headlines, and this how we also got to we got to pay attention to language, man, because on all the websites I looked to search the story, they said militia, armed black militia, right? So that gives you an idea of violence. But then I was like, wait a minute, I know words. I be using words. So I went to define, look up the definition of militia. And it says the definition of militia, a military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in an emergency. That ain't who they was. That wasn't no militia. That was armed citizens exercising their right to open carry.
Yeah. And they doing it in Minnesota. They doing it in Louisiana.
Yeah, but they doing it everywhere. But when it's a black group, all of a sudden there's some violent potential for conflict. And I was like, are you not watching the same shit that the rest of us is watching? Like, they just went into the state capitol in Michigan and Minneapolis, and it's like tussling and wrestling in the capitol with AR-15s. But then you have a law-abiding black group exercising their 2A, and now you got to call.
It's okay, bro.
It's so tricky. They so tricky, man.
It's okay until the rabbit get the gun.
That's so tricky, though. Y'all so flagrant with it. Like, y'all not even. You're just obvious. You're being obvious. You're not even. You're not even. Get out of here.
But let's stay with that for a second.
Okay.
Like for anybody who's listening, and for our people that's listening, regardless or not, if you don't know it, you are the rabbit, you are the deer, you are the hunted.
Okay.
You're the prey.
Okay.
You're the prey.
Right.
So now, if the prey decides to get together with other prey and say, you know what, it's not okay for us to be prey no more. How do we move forward? And so this is where the influences come in because the prey is not going to move on its own.
Right.
The prey needs some direction because the prey is usually on the run.
Mm.
So the prey needs direction and influence. So we need to figure that out as a people. And I'm not talking about a race. Because like what Martin was saying, the reason why Martin is out of here is because he was trying to get people together who was down and out across the board.
Yeah, yeah. Fred Hampton too.
Come on now.
Yeah,
I'm just talking.
Yeah, you are in the dark, in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? You just came before air. And if you're just tuning in, this is Big Zoe on from Street Senators podcast. So when that next episode of Street Senators drops, y'all got to get it. Y'all got to stop playing, man. Subscribe to everything I got going on, man. This is what it is. Tiny Closet Studios, Patreon. Get in my Patreon. You get all the content, all of it today. I'm opening up the Skype and see if anybody wants to jump in and talk some of the stuff we talked today. I saw something funny. I saw something funny yesterday. I'm gonna read it off because I couldn't find the site on computer, but it was called, in today's climate and with all the stuff going on, this is the headline, ABC 7. This is from a DC news station. It says America's reckoning with systemic racism forces a more critical look at everyday words, phrases that have racist connotations. So, they pandering to us, trying to change everything. And anything that we think is offensive, they're trying to change. Phrases like "sold down the river." Did you know that had slavery connotations? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. They're trying to change words like blacklist and whitelist. Real estate agents have stopped using master bedroom when they're showing home. That's so dumb.
And Holly Berry's not doing that role because she was going to play trans. I don't know which trans she was playing, but she's not going to play the role because she's not really that. And people have been getting in the bag of people who've been voice actors who've been playing the roles of black characters or people of color, and they have not been that.
Uh-huh.
So she has fell in that line and said, you know what, I'm not going to do it
So
either.
you can't play a trans character because you're not trans?
That's where we at.
So I guess if in Star Wars you can't play a Wookiee because you're not a Wookiee neighbor, then
that's what can get tricky.
Yeah, how does that even work?
So to me, if you visually showing yourself and is like one thing with the Wayans brothers, when they played white women, would that be cancel culture if they did that in 2020? If they played?
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to cancel them now for that.
Yeah, well, see, there we go.
Social media. It says in the article, it says nationally, 42% of current property listings on Zillow use the term master in reference to a bedroom or bath. So they're gonna start changing that. Which is
what are they gonna call it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Number one.
Major bathroom. The major bedroom.
Yeah. But you know what, the whole master thing, the whole owner thing, like that's the thing about sports. The whole owner thing.
Yeah. Well, that's always got under my skin anyway. Because it sounded
before. It didn't bother me before because I didn't think about it.
Well, it did for me because it felt like plantation.
But you know what? If I'm an owner, if I own a business and somebody calls me an owner, I'm not going to think twice about that.
That's fine. But if I'm an owner. But if you're an owner in a plantation sport, which most of them are, I feel some kind of way. They talk about the Masters tournament. Peanut gallery. The peanut gallery, the phrase typically refers to the cheapest seats in a theater and is informally used to describe critics or hecklers. But the term dates back to the vaudeville era of the 19th century and refers to the section of the theater where black people typically sat. I didn't know that. The peanut gallery is where the niggas was.
But look who's running the game right now. The peanut gallery, the influencers.
True.
The critics.
True.
They're running the game. They have infiltrated TV with the reality TV. They've infiltrated radio as far as the new a lot of the broadcasters now are coming from influencers and people that was big on social media. The game has changed. So maybe we graduated from being the peanut gallery
Yeah.
and doing something different
All
with
right,
it.
all right, last one. Cakewalk. And they say in everyday speech we use cakewalk. It's what we call an easy victory or something that's easily accomplished. It originated as a dance performed by enslaved black people on plantations before the Civil War. It was intended to be a mockery of the way white people danced. Through, though plantation owners often interpreted slaves' movements as unskillful attempts to be like them. Wow, the cakewalk.
Well, how about we always could dance better than them?
Yeah, but this is us mocking them, and that's where that came from. Which is funny. All right, let me bring in Mr. Clarkson. Let me see, Mr. Clarkson, are you there? Welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Turn your camera on. This is a new feature right here, man. We can get you in here.
Show yourself.
Yeah.
No, it says that it's not working. It's
All right.
great.
All right, well, go ahead. Let's go live. Let's go. Welcome to the program.
Right. So
Is Clarkson there?
Yeah, he there.
Did you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm laughing about this peanut gallery
Clarkson.
move because, for what it's worth, man, the peanut gallery created Showtime at the Apollo.
Ah, true. That's true.
That whole concept of booing and or really what it boils down to is the terminology of the groundlings. People that sat in the front of the theater, the prisoners, the slaves. If you couldn't entertain them, they're the ones that booed and got you up out of there.
Yeah, that's real. That's funny. That's our master historian, Mr. Clarkson, right there, who's also our executive producer. I appreciate you with the tidbit. Come through with the tidbit.
Not a problem.
Back to the peanut gallery. You go.
I heard nothing he said.
Yeah. That's a new feature we got going on. We ain't worked out the kinks, but don't draw attention to it. We good. We good. The masses, everybody else heard them, so we good.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to pull your volume down because you like, I don't hear him. I don't hear him. I don't hear him.
Clarkson, where you at, Clarkson?
Yeah, where you at? Mr. Clarkson, is it there? Chain the doors, Mr. Clarkson.
Old school radio dude. That's old school radio dude. Like pull the pot up.
Yeah, pull it out. I can't hear him. Chain the doors. But yeah, man, that's why. So he was saying basically the peanut gallery is really what set stuff off, like the Apollo and all that. Twitter is the peanut gallery, like you said.
100%.
Social media is that.
100%. That's how your boy is popping. Your boy is Sean King. He is the leader of what quote unquote would be the peanut gallery, right? Like he nobody knew him before he was making noise on social media. Well, somebody knew him, but
yeah, I wouldn't give him the leader of much.
Okay, but
I wouldn't credit him. I wouldn't give him that much credit.
Well, I mean, he is a big name in.
No, he's Neighborhood Watch.
Okay, so who would be if we thought of quote unquote peanut gallery, who would be the influencer of that?
That's Black Twitter, all the way down, all the way.
So Black Twitter as a whole. As a
whole, that's Black Twitter.
Okay, I'll run with that.
That's their number one function.
Yeah,
that's their number one, and it is all of us.
It's all of us.
It is all of us.
That's not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, Big Zoe's not on Twitter. Big Zoe's not on nothing.
Yeah, but even still, you're Black Twitter though, because
I am Black Twitter. I just say it out loud.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't type it.
Right. You off the grid. You off 5G. Tariq Nasheed. Imani says Tariq Nasheed could be peanut gallery. I still wouldn't give him peanut gallery. I give him ringleader. I give him cosigner.
Yeah, big up Imani.
I give him cosigner.
Tariq is definitely a guy who. I don't know if he is the head.
Yeah.
I think he is.
He's a shit starter. He's a shit starter.
Yeah. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah.
We can say Griff is too.
Professor Griff?
Griff was that way in the late 80s, early 90s.
He's more griot. I give him griot.
Okay. Well,
truth teller. I give him truth teller. I think
I think I need that too. I think I need griot too.
Yeah. You could wear that.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Let me We that hour done went fast, man. See, this is the type of program that we give y'all every day, man. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Tell your friends on the West Coast. Repost when you see it come up in your timelines and your feeds. This is what you get, man. It could be one thing one day and something else the other. You know, you think it's one way, but it's the other. So yeah, man. Let's go live.
Baby, tell them what to find.
Oh, they YouTube. It's on the screen right now. You gotta get your visual game up, champ. Get your devices fixed.
Yeah,
it's
I gotta stop putting my mask on.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna, as we always do at this portion of the show, we're gonna end the show with listen for a word from our elder in a segment I like to call "Hi, Dad."
Happy every day, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflection. I was born and raised in the far northeast section of Washington, D.C., called Deanwood. The Pacific Community Apartments was named Suburban Gardens, as it was constructed on the land that once housed Suburban Gardens Amusement Park in the 1940s. This park was entertainment for colored people. Our community was comprised of judges, lawyers, school principals, teachers, police officers, and many other wide range of occupations. There were a few people with telephones and less than that with TVs. One family allowed kids in the neighborhood to watch their TV around 4 p.m. outside their window. The show was called the Howdy Doody Show. If you were doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing, your parents knew about it before you got home. The adults and the older kids had no problem directing you in the correct path of life. There was no such thing as bullying. The older kids would prevent that from even starting. Other kids would always encourage us and teach us in sports and education. This brings me to my thoughts about my childhood. How did we drift away from the village mentality of raising our children? Can we get it back? Yes. We must share our experiences with our youth, and as village elders, we must reach back and tell our story. I suggest that you start with the oldest member of your family and ask questions and listen to what they had to pass on. Peace and blessings. Alpha Papa, signing off.
There it is, a word for our elder. Yeah, man, and that's the show for today. I like how he said, can we get it back? Yes, I like that. Yeah. All right, find me at YouTube, man. Follow YouTube, Mr. Lamont King. Social media, Mr. Lamont King. Again, the Cash App, if you want to support, your show is 100% viewer supported. Lamont King 06 with the $ in the front. The Patreon, become a patron at patreon.com, Mr. Lamont King. And yeah, I think that's all I had to say. I think that was it. It was something else I was supposed to say, but I forgot. All right, Big Zo, appreciate you coming through.
Love, bro. Love.
Yeah. Always. All right, catch you on the flip side. And for the rest of y'all enjoy, be safe, and tell somebody about the show, man, and let's get it, man. And we'll do it again, same time tomorrow, 6 p.m. Got some funny people coming on tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 6 to 7. It's an hour. You ain't doing shit. So come on back, man. I'll catch y'all in a minute. Oh, damn, I forgot. Shit, we ran out of time. Roland Martin, we'll try to get you in tomorrow.